First thing is to be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Job searching is a full job. Rejection is part of the game. You will be rejected and you will get an offer that you don't like, or you will meet bad recruiters, you will meet bad hiring manager or professional,
Mm-hmm.
and don't take it personally. Try to filter what you're hearing. There's a lot of confused, mixed messages. Also, your online presence is very important.
Oh.
Networking as well is a big thing.
Welcome to the Point Headhunters podcast, where we talk about topics that help you learn more about today's business world, startups, interesting ideas, career growth, and you learn from some of our amazingly successful guests. We have been focused on how candidates can stand out in the hiring process. So, today we have someone who's been leading talent acquisition teams in various organizations for many, many years. Please welcome Sam Reed, who's currently a talent acquisition leader. So, if you're someone who's looking to understand the hiring process, this is for you. So, let's get started. Hi, Sam. How are you? Thank you so much for coming to our podcast. I'm sure it's going to be very valuable for our audience.
Thank you for having me. I really
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, I'll start our podcast by asking you the very first thing that our network wants to know is about you. So, can you please share something about your background, how you got into talent acquisition, how the journey started?
Absolutely. I'm happy to share my journey with you and the audience. My name is Sam. I'm currently the talent acquisition manager. I began my career early as a volunteer at the food bank, where I was sorting food, and the food bank manager told me, okay, we need more people to help us with that. So I started to go out and start speaking with my friends, my network, and trying to tell them to come and volunteer. And this is where I started recruitment. So like I'm recruiting for the food bank. And then I said, you know what, I can do that as a volunteer though, so let me make more money. And I went outside to the companies and I start working in HR. Um, I have more than 10 years of experience in talent acquisition, vendor management, workforce planning, and team management as well. Um, I had the privilege of building the TA department from scratch and managing TA teams as well.
Oh wow, that's an experience. So, since you are into talent acquisition for like I would say almost a decade or more than a decade, so what current trends do you see in talent acquisition, or I would say how has the talent acquisition landscape changed over the period of years? If you
Yeah,
can.
sure. Talent acquisition is a field like any other fields. We are affected by the change in the market that's happening. Recently, like there are a lot of changes that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Start with the digital transformation. As any other department or companies or field, the integration of AI and machine learning into the recruitment process and candidate sourcing, screening, and matching the candidate with the right opportunity, all that has affected the TA. Also, the change in the remote work. So we are seeing the shift between remote and hybrid, and we're trying to make the match between what the company needs for the candidate to be in person or hybrid, and what the candidate need trying to be remote or hybrid as well. So we're trying to find this balance between both. Also start to seeing more companies interested in the employer branding. So they started to understand that people will join the company because of the value that
Yeah.
they are presenting to the candidate itself, or the culture or the community. So the story that the employer is telling about themselves is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that another change as well, that's good companies start to emphasize on creating a positive candidate experience. And that's huge. So if the company is happy during the interview process, they are most likely that they will secure these candidates when they offer them the position.
Mhm.
They will not see a candidate declining the offer because, oh, there's something happened in the interview or there's a red flag here or there. So it's very important to the companies to have a streamlined, formalized, structured interview process in order to have a good candidate experience. And for sure, all the companies trying to have the diversity, equity, inclusion, where we building a diverse and inclusive workforce.
I see. So, from what I am understanding, is this transition has not only changed the company's perspective, but also the candidate's perspective. I mean, like even now the candidates are also looking and seeing whether the company is good for me or not. If
Agreed.
I'm putting it right.
Yes,
So that, and again, like you said, after COVID, we're seeing where candidates are looking more for remote roles or hybrid roles, prioritizing their, or actually, I would say, balancing their work and family.
for sure. Yeah, this is also what the candidate is looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So good companies will try to tell the story in a way that will entice the candidate to join the company because of the value they are presenting, not
Mm-hmm.
just because of the compensation they will be paying.
That is right. So now it's like I want to see how my plate looks like before I start my dinner.
Yes.
If I put it like that. Yeah. That makes sense, I guess. So I would ask, like, we were seeing how the market is in Canada. So a lot of people are looking for jobs. So how do you, how do you, or what do you suggest to those job seekers? How can they stand out in the process? I have seen, like, there is one job, and I've been speaking to, and in my network, that they say that, oh, we apply to this role and there are so many candidates for the same role. Or when I speak to the recruiters, they say for one role that we posted on LinkedIn, we got like thousands of applications. So what advice you give to the job seekers who are looking for jobs, and how do they stand out in the hiring process?
Um, I have a couple of advice for job seekers. First thing is to be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Job searching is a full job, as we all know, and it takes somewhere between 4 months to 7 months to find a good company to join. So setting this is expectations in the beginning of the process, having the right mindset, understanding that it's a long process, that will make it easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
First, the second thing that rejection is part of the game. You will be rejected and you will get an offer that you don't like or a low bold offer, or you will meet bad recruiters, you will meet bad hiring manager, you will meet bad companies. Um, so you need to be um, more, I would say, more professional
Mm-hmm.
and don't take it personally. So this is part of the whole process that's happening. Uh, this third thing I would say as well is try to filter what you're hearing because there is a lot of confused mixed messages that are given by career coaches telling the candidates stuff that are not there. One of the stuff that they're saying about ATS that you need to have an ATS friendly resume. From my experience, ATS does not reject candidates.
Oh wow, that's a new theory.
Yeah, what happened is if you don't have a good resume and it's not clear, let's say like the system can't read it,
Mhm.
it will be down on the pool. And then what happened, how the ATS reject the candidate is by using what we call the applicant questions.
Mhm.
So the applicant question is something like, oh, do you have the legal requirement to work in this position? Yes or no. If you said no, you'll be rejected.
Yeah.
If you said yes, so you are moving to the next step. Also, okay, another thing it will be that to have a tailored resume. This is something very important. If I am hiring a production manager, I need to see the experience of production management in your resume. I need it to see it clear with good English, without mistakes, and related to what I'm looking for. Except for sure, if you are doing a career change, this is a different story. But I'm saying about the position, so you know what? This position, I can do it 100%. I did it before. I can do it again. So you need to have a tailored resume for the position. Also, your online presence is very important.
Oh.
And by online presence, I mean being there on LinkedIn. Ensure that your profile is up to date. Write comments on other people, like their posts. Be there.
Okay.
What do you call it? It's like fishing in the pool of where the fish are. So are seeing, okay, all the fishes, all the hiring manager, all the recruiters, they are on LinkedIn. This is where we spend most of our time. So be there, be present. Let me see that you like my comment. So I say, oh, Andrew liked my comment, and I have a position. But then when I saw Andrew's like, I see the headline under your name saying, oh, Andrew is a production manager, and I'm hiring a production manager. Your like came in a perfect timing. Oh, so let me open Andrew's LinkedIn profile. Oh, actually, I like what I have. I will go to my system, see if Andrew applied. If not, I'm reaching to Andrew, asking him, hey, are you available? Are you looking for a job? So be present that way. Networking as well is a big thing. And networking can be online or offline. Online, you are networking with people on LinkedIn. Offline, attending job fairs and all the workshops and everything. But there's a mess there that networking, you like, I have a job, so you are networking with me, and then I'll give you the job. It's not happening. This is a mess.
I know. You actually covered so many questions that I was about to ask you. So,
Okay.
to the first question that I have in here is, you said first, let's go in order. So let's talk about the ATS, the
Okay.
applicant tracking system. Like you said, we have heard almost like, at least I would say I have heard it almost like everywhere. People say ATS plays a crucial role when you're handling or in the hiring process, I would say. So, but the theory that you just said was like completely opposite to what we're hearing. So, I mean, like, I'm completely confused.
Okay.
I don't know what to say, because ATS is something that we've heard that your resume should be ATS friendly. You should have those keywords so that your resume crosses the ATS or surpasses or clears the ATS, if I put in that way. So if you can highlight on this.
Okay. One phrase that I will switch here. You don't need to have, like, don't tailor your resume for the ATS.
Mm-hmm.
You tailor your resume for the job,
Okay.
not for the ATS. You
Hmm.
are tailoring it for the job.
For the job, yeah.
Okay. Having the boring Canadian resume,
Mm-hmm.
which is my name, contact information, skills, my work, title, companies, experience, education at the end. The very boring white and black, no diagram, nothing fancy. The ATS will read it. The recruiter will read it. Both of them will understand it.
Okay.
Okay, let's agree on that.
Okay.
Let's now speak about the role of ATS in the recruitment process.
Mm-hmm.
The role here is to organize the applications. ATS help the recruiters to keep track of all the applicants. It's like a sorting system. So I need to see, okay, I have 1,000 applicant as a new applicant. I have 5 candidates that I will phone screen, and there's another candidate that they are meeting with the hiring manager, and there is one candidate in the final interview. So it's sorting me the candidate, makes it easier for me. Okay.
Okay.
The way that when you apply to an ETS, if you passed what I said before, the application questions, after you pass the application questions, the ETS has no control in your resume anymore. Now it's within the recruiters. What the recruiters will do, they will write the keywords. They will say, okay, I am looking for, give me an example in your role.
I'm looking for an application developer.
Okay, so I'm looking for an application developer.
Mm-hmm.
These are the two words that I will use as a beginning. So I would say application developer.
Mm-hmm.
If your resume has these two words, it
Mm-hmm.
will start. It will appear in my search. If it doesn't, it will not. After that, I will be looking, okay, application developers, but I want them in Toronto. So I will add Toronto.
Okay.
Whoever in Toronto will appear, the rest will be filtered out. And then I will start saying, okay, application, let's say, one of the skills that they must have as an application developer.
Any specific software requirement, if I would?
Yeah, for example, so I will add the name of the software. If it's in your resume, it will appear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whatever appeared to me, let's say after I had 1,000, now I have 100.
Mm-hmm.
These the people that I will go and skim the resume for 6 seconds. If I like what I'm seeing, I'll spend more on the resume, and then I will move them in the OTS on the ATS to invite them for a phone call.
Mm-hmm. So that means, suppose, just reiterating it, suppose there is a job open on Indeed and I sent my resume, there will be, so ATS plays only the role wherein the questions are asked, like, are you eligible, legally eligible to work in Canada? Do you have a set salary requirement, or are you living in the particular zone, or are you ready to relocate? So if these four questions, suppose if these four questions I answered yes, 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 and I am in the location where the job is, that is all the role of the ATS. And then if I say yes and I clear those four questions, my resume will be sent to the HR.
It would be sent to the next step, which would
Next
be
step.
the new applicant, and this is where the HR will come in. So the role of ATS simply it's um, four functions. First
Mhm,
one would be organize the applications in each step.
mhm.
Keyword matching to help the recruiters which resume to look first. Automate the communication. So when you apply, you get the thank you for applying. When you got rejected, get you unfortunately
Oh,
you're
yeah, yeah.
rejected. And filtering candidates based on the keyword that the recruiters add to the system.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So to do for you as a candidate, I'm not saying to say yes to all the applications questions, because sometimes I put an application question. If you said yes, you'll be rejected because
Okay, yeah,
you know, like you when you play with the wording of the questions.
yeah,
Be honest with the application questions, because if we figure it out later, you will be rejected as well. So
yes.
there's no need to waste your time and our time. But use the right keyword that related to your industry. Simple formatting for resume. Please don't go fancy. Don't go with any weird formatting. Keep it simple. Keep it easy for 5 years old person to read.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and use the standard sections. So sections like work experience or career experience or career pathway, whatever. But use stand. Don't go with don't try to be fancy with the wording. Like to say my journey. I saw this before. Instead of work experience, the guy wrote my journey. I was like that, and even me, I couldn't filter your resume to see it because it's not there. And yeah, the one big thing is